Welcome back to Streamers Reloaded, my name is Tom and let's get right into the news. And oh boy do we have a lot of bans to cover today. So let's begin with two bans that come from Twitch streamers' names. Yes, that's right, your name alone is enough to get suspended off the platform. This week we have two inappropriate username bans, first coming from that of the user Piece of Sheet, who tweeted, "I streamed on Twitch back in 2012 when Owned.tv was more popular. Been super active for 8 years, no complaints from anyone, but now get banned for an inappropriate name. Can someone at support look into this please? Hope this is a mistake." Which is followed by an image showing that the ban reason was for using an inappropriate name. Well, that ban happened last Friday and we come on to today due to the traction around this tweet, this ban has been lifted. Then the second one from the user Pajja_, which this one comes from the streamer's translated name from Spanish, which means this. This stream was banned over a month ago, but this week this one has been lifted, thanks to a Reddit post gaining a lot of traction. Unlike Piece of Sheet, Pajja has had a forced name change to Pavel_, but either way both outcomes have the streamers now unbanned. Following on, we got the big one for this week, coming from that of the streamer and cam girl ProjektMelody. This one's quite a big situation, beginning on Wednesday with what seemed like a permanent ban from the platform. Then on Thursday, ProjektMelody released a TwitLonger that explains what she's had to deal with behind the scenes with the artist who created her model. So going into the TwitLonger, from the top it reads, "Many of you are probably wondering about the recent Twitch ban, so I wanted to share some context about my Twitch ban since it relates to an issue I've been dealing with for the last several months. A 3D modeler, DevinNash, filed DMCA takedowns on all of my VODs, claiming he owns the copyright to my body. He has also been posting about this on Twitter for weeks as well, but since I tried to avoid drama, I've been ignoring it. It's been hard. Given that he is now trying to get me deplatformed, he has escalated this issue and now I have to make a response, publicly, which includes providing all relevant receipts." The first screenshot linked shows a DMCA for the copyright reason, copyrighted material, model of 2D design, and 3D model, and the claimant is DevinNash's Gmail. This follows on with, "Second, here is the invoice he sent me. Sections blacked out to protect private info. The price quoted was $5,000 for my entire body and design. Next to that, you'll see the PayPal invoices paid to him for that exact amount. To make sure we were in agreement regarding my ownership of the IP, I messaged him about it beforehand, and he agreed that I would own all of the IP, not him. This message is also included below." Then onto the screenshot, the first shows a rundown of the model, along with the price at the bottom and all the services included with the model, which has a lot of extras outside of just the look of the model, including different expressions, rigging the model which is used to give the model animations, and a bunch of additional technical stuff. This is followed by two screenshots showing the payments made was $1,750 and $3,250, equaling the total $5,000. The fourth screenshot shows DMs between Melody and the model's creator, with Melody messaging DevinNash saying, "Hey, I'm filling out the copyright registration for Melody since we're close to completion. I just needed to know if you want to be listed in the registration as an author," which Digi responds, "Yeah, just put like character designer / modeler, haha, but you own the IP." This goes further with Melody saying, "Haha, yeah, normally I'd say it would qualify as work for hire, but since we don't have a contract outlining that, it technically doesn't qualify. Either way I can still hold the IP rights. I just also need to list the actual author," with Digi responding, "Yeah, I mean with stuff like this it's kinda like most entertainment industries. There is an author, creator, artist, creative type. The IP owner and publisher is someone else. It's nice to have something to prove if we end up talking to someone to say, yeah, I helped, but in the end, this is yours." So based on these DMs, the big copyright issue here is that there was no legal contract, only DMs stating that Melody owns the rights to the model and not DevinNash. The TwitLonger continues, "At some point he asked if I would be interested in a partnership deal with his company, Giga Music Group. I was interested in hearing about the deal, but at that point I hadn't agreed to anything. Only that I'd like to hear what they had to offer. Over the next few months, he still continued to help me with things, but refused compensation for it. Even though I offered to pay him often, he said it wasn't a big deal each time." The following screenshots show examples of messages about DevinNash doing extra work for Melody for free. Even though Melody offered Digi payment, Digi would not accept. The TwitLonger continues, "Around May, Giga Music Group finally sent me their proposal offer. They wanted $40,000 a month for their services. Because I was advised by other others in the industry not to take the deal, given that it was grossly inflated and offered unnecessary services, I opted to work with a different company. He then started claiming that because of the work he had already done, that I was expected to work with them. I told him he should have let me know that, since I would have insisted I either pay him or not have had him done the work at all, even though I would never agree to a contract when I have no idea what the terms of it are. I did offer to pay him for all the work that he felt he wasn't compensated for. Once there was that falling out, I didn't hear from Digi for several months, and I thought it was the end of it. Then in August he wrote to me again, insisting that I needed to follow and interact with YFU, his company's idol Projekt character, because I owed him. I told him that because our working relationship ended so poorly, I didn't feel comfortable interacting with his new project, but I wished him the best of luck. He didn't take that very well again and insisted I owed him for the work he did, and vaguely threatened to talk to Vice because I didn't seem to understand him. Finally, he offered to drop it all, stop claiming that I never paid him, and leave me alone if I boosted YFU. I was very upset, but in the interest of getting it all behind me and getting done with him, I swallowed my pride and agreed. This was on the condition that he 1. Leave me alone, and 2. Signed a document that made it clear I owned everything he kept claiming I didn't. Although I had the invoice and text confirmations, it was more making it clear for him. I wanted this to be done with so I could focus on streaming and making content and all of the time consuming projects I still have in the works. This is followed by a screenshot of DMs with DigiRevX saying that he wants $45,000, then claiming ProjektMelody does not own the IP to the model and wants credit for it. Digi claims that because the IP is mixed with his own IP, Melody cannot own the model. If Melody does not comply, she'll be copyright striked for the use of the model. Lastly, Digi wants 25% of merch sales. The TwitLonger continues. After this message, I stopped responding to Digi. He was rude, insulting, and I was done with his harassment. He still continued to publicly slander me on Twitter and Discord daily, even today. He hasn't stopped. I finally blocked him after he kept saying shitty things about me, and now he has resorted to trying to deplatform me, starting with Twitch. I didn't want to be involved in drama. I wanted to continue streaming and having fun with my friends and my community. That's what the DMCA claim is for. By the way, not any of the other models DigiRevX made for free, but because Digi thinks he owns me. The last little bit states that Melody is sorry for keeping this information from the community. This has caused endless stress and anxiety. She expected this to be resolved by now, but didn't want to go public because she didn't want to say, hey, someone I hired to make something for me is harassing me and demanding more money. And so that is the TwitLonger. So as a quick recap and rundown, the artist DigiRevX created ProjektMelody's model, charged her $5,000 for it. Then, although there was no contract, Melody was filling out the copyright forms, which in DMs, DigiRevX stated that Melody owned the IP to the model. Later doing some free work for Melody and not accepting payment, DigiRevX wanted Melody to work with his media company for $40,000 a month. She declined, and DigiRevX started saying Melody never owned the copyright/IP to the model and he wanted $45,000 and 25% of merch sales that included imagery of some of that free work he did. After ignoring DigiRevX due to harassment, he decided to copyright strike every VOD on her channel, saying that he owns the rights to the ProjektMelody model. So that is the entire TwitLonger. So following on, after this TwitLonger came out, Melody's ban was lifted. Going over to DigiRevX's Twitter, he has not responded to this TwitLonger, but the latest tweet on his account has just 28 likes and over 450 comments, with the top one showing an example of what Digi has been saying about Melody. The tweet reading, I remember you talking all that good shit a few weeks ago about Melody being unprofessional. I'm ashamed to admit I even began to consider it valid. Thankfully the receipts prove otherwise. Imagine trying to milk money out of a client after repeatedly turning down payments. So there seems to be one main point that comes from all of this. Who legally owns the rights to this model? On one side, ProjektMelody paid $5,000 for the creation of this model, but there was no legal contract stating she owned it, while the creator says that Melody should continue paying him for the use of the model. So I pass this one off to you. Who should, or does, because it could be two different answers, own this model? Following on, we got another issue with Twitch itself to do with ads. As we've seen, there's been an influx of ads on Twitch now. If you've watched any of the top streamers, you will notice an automated ad every 10 to 15 minutes. So when it comes to watching your favorite streamers, these ads can become very intrusive, and as Twitch is owned by Amazon, they have an unlimited amount of Prime ads to shovel down your throats. So over the past few weeks, users on Reddit have been finding ways to prevent Twitch ads, and each time they do, Twitch find a solution. Well, after this massive amount of back and forth, Twitch have decided that if you want to use an ad block and actually get it to work, you may have noticed your stream quality is reduced. That is because Twitch have now capped your viewing resolution to 480p. So this all began on Thursday, so first here we have the reaction and realization from that of Tyler1. Here's the clip.
I'm 480p? I don't know, it's not me. It's only for ad block users? Oh, really? Damn. Twitch spamming ads and getting rid of ad blocks so hard. Now they're lowering the stream quality? That can't be right. That's not an ethical decision, I don't think. I don't think that's right. It's like a bug in their coding or something.
So of course now your two options are use an ad blocker and watch in a lower resolution, or watch with Twitch ads. Well, it just happens there is a way to watch Twitch with no ads and not even need an ad blocker. Although this is only for certain types of viewers, so if you watch streamers for long periods of time, don't sub, don't donate, stolen laptop, etc., you simply want to use the website twitchls.com. It works the same way as Twitch. You go to the homepage and it lists all the top streamers. You can log in with your Twitch account and see followed streams, and now when you go to a channel, you have the embedded version of the site on the left and the embedded chat on the right. And yes, the chat does work. Just to show you, on the left I have my Twitch channel and on the right is the Twitch LS site. Leaving a message in chat will show up on both. The downsides to this site is of course you can't see the information below the stream. It also does work on phones but not too well, it's not really made for phones, and Twitch may also do something about this in the future, but for now this is the best solution. So feel free to share that information around. Following on, we got a continuation of some Among Us drama, including that of DeanSoCool and XQC. This one's a short clip with XQC taking a dig at last week's Dean going to parties during COVID drama. Nothing else to say than that, here's the clip.
Guys, keep it up.
Bro, it's your fault you got negative 20 points. It's no one else's fault.
Shut up, bitch. Don't you have like some sort of party to go to
Oh,
infect with
bro,
corona?
chill, X,
Don't
chill.
you have people? Don't you have people to go
bro.
infect and fucking grandmas?
Oh my god.
Don't you have people to fucking?
Next up onto Monday, we got one to do with Pokemon card pack openings. Recently on YouTube and Twitch, mainly thanks to Logan Paul, opening expensive card packs from Pokemon has become extremely popular. In particular, these original first edition Pokemon packs from 1996 are valued extremely high. Well, this one ties into these Pokemon cards with that of Mizkif and TrainwrecksTV getting their hands on one of these early Pokemon boxes. In a tweet from Mizkif, they stated that this box cost $20,000 alone. Now, this is not a first edition box, but this one was printed in 2000 and it's still worth a ton. In one pack, Trainwrecks ended up unboxing a holographic Charizard, which they say is valued at $12,000. The reaction is the best part of this clip, so here is that.
It's red.
What the?
We got the holographic Dark Charizard! What is this? That's 12 grand! That's 12 grand! That's 12 grand!
What the fuck?
And for the last one for today, we got some updates on the DMCA issues going on Twitch. There has been a lot of DMCA news recently, so we're only going to be covering new information as well as big streamer bans from now on. As we know, if you get 3 strikes on Twitch, you are terminated. That is the end of your account. Well, the big problem here is almost every big streamer on the platform most likely already has 3 strikes. So first up, a couple bans. The RuneScape streamer Alfie with 180,000 followers has been banned, as well as Voyboy with over 1.2 million followers has also been banned. First, Alfie received a ban because of a Jay-Z song playing in a clip from 2017. As well, Voyboy similarly was banned from a clip he says was many years ago. In most cases, DMCAs are lifted quickly, but here both Voyboy and Alfie were banned last Thursday, and neither ban has since been lifted. And then following on, we got some new information coming from that of DevinNash, who tweeted, "Streamers are still being DMCA'd for clips/VODs they deleted. Why? They're still on the Twitch Twitch server even if you delete them. Below are my deleted clips, yet here's one they stored from 2016. We deleted our entire legacy and Twitch still didn't protect us. So as very simply stated, even though you delete your clips, Twitch aren't actually removing them from their database. So even though DevinNash has no clips on his channel, here is a clip from 2016. And that sort of plays into this next one, and that's where we have one from Summit1G, who's one of the top 10 streamers by sub count. Summit shared in a clip that he already has 3 strikes, but is already in the process of deleting his clips. Of course, Twitch can't ban Summit because based on his sub count alone, Summit brings in over $30,000 in revenue to Twitch every month. So this brings forward a big question. Is Twitch even going to ban any of their top streamers? Because if they do, that's just bad business. Anyway, finally for this week's DMCA news, here is that clip.
It's getting kind of serious, I'll be honest. I've been DMCA'd 3 times now. I had to send off emails saying like, yo, I started this deletion process, you know, I need these reverted, you know, because I'm assuming that something went down because I'm not banned, and I'm on a 3-strike banger, so.
And that's where I'm going to end today's video. If you enjoyed today's video, please leave a like, it really does help. I want to thank you all for watching as normal, and I hope to see you in the next one.